Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to our Satellite Rotary Club of Nassau in Kid Island weekly meeting. I now call this meeting to order. I'll hand it over to um, Ms. Thompson, who will be dealing with this meeting this afternoon. Ms. Thompson.
A pleasant good evening to all. I am so happy to be here with my fellow Rotarians and our guests, and it is indeed a pleasure. I just want to start by having our invocation done by Rotarian Magdalena Penn.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Let us pray. Today, we pray that we receive your special blessing because we are committed to be a real service organization to help mankind. May each of us in our daily routine come to know the joy of caring and sharing with others who are not as fortunate as we are. May our motto that includes serving, caring, and sharing be for us life in service. And let us say amen.
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 Thank you so much, Rotarian Magdalena Penn. Is it possible, can somebody give us the loyal toast to the Queen and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, please? Can we have a volunteer?
I can ask Rotarian Sheila, can you do that for us, please? Sorry for putting you on the spot.
Oh, it's no problem.
I know you're always able. We love you.
Fellow Rotarians and guests, please join me and raise your glass in a toast to the Queen and Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Queen and
Queen
Commonwealth.
and the Commonwealth.
Queen and Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rotarian Catherine. Thank you so much. Okay, now I have the task of welcoming each and every one of you, and it is indeed a pleasure. So I would like to say welcome to each and every one of you that are present here this evening on our meeting. Being Rotarians or guests of a Rotarian, it is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to our third meeting. We're climbing up the ladder, our third meeting, since we have been inducted as the club of Nassau, the Satellite Club on Cat Island. So welcome to our third meeting. Okay, we'll move right along, and then there's me again.
If I may, please.
Sorry.
I am pleased to have as my guest tonight, Mr. Philip Johnson, who is a retired educator, just returned to live in the Bluff, Cat Island. Philip, I'm so happy that you have indicated your willingness to join one day, and I hope that this meeting would be the introduction to what you would expect to be a part of in the very near future.
Awesome.
So, Philip, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. And then I'm expecting Yvonne and Carl Roll, if they're in, if they can indicate that they are in the house, that would be good.
I don't know if they're on as yet.
But by way of introduction, in the event that they do come in late, Carl and Yvonne are the owners of Rolai's Resort in Old Bight. Both of them have indicated their willingness to join. I do believe that we'll have to get some forms to them, and indeed Mr. Johnson as well, at the earliest opportunity, whether that is the secretary or the treasurer's job. If you can do that, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I did the awesome task, Rotarian Melvin. Carl and they already got forms, so they just have to complete them, give them back to me, and the secretary and the treasurer will take it from there.
Great.
Yes. The Bluff
we
is
have
my
Mr. Johnson.
hometown. Mr.
So we have-
Johnson,
Okay.
the Bluff
Yeah.
is my hometown, so I will be down in the Bluff.
Well, please come and visit. Please come and visit.
Well, someone will make sure you get a form, because we would love you to be a part of us. This awesome move, I would say, it's a movement that is going on in Kid Island. Positive movement.
Of
We'd love
course.
to have you
Of
on
course.
board. So definitely we'll get that form to you.
That's fine.
Um,
That's fine.
Also, I invited Sharita Stubbs, and she said to tell our immediate past President Stevens to tell him hello if she doesn't get on, but she got the link and she will try to be on as well. So she'll be one of our guests, Sharita Stubbs, and I'm trying to wheel her in. Past President Stevens, I'm trying to wheel her in on board as well.
Sure, it will
She
be done
said,
eventually. Sure, it will be done eventually.
yes, sir. Um,
May I welcome also Antonise, who's with us, I think, for the second meeting now, and she has submitted her application. So welcome, Antonise. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, Antonise. I'll say the same thing that I said to to Sheila. Trust the process. So yes, your application has been received and it is going through the wonderful process. And you should be hearing from Rotary soon. Any more guests?
I don't know. I'm a visiting member.
Oh, listen, now you know we all are members. Yes, that's our treasurer, Sandra. I see Rotarian Lizette, that's McKinney.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi, Sandra.
Awesome. I think we covered everybody. And over back to you, Madam Secretary.
Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us this evening. Okay, the secretary's report notices we would have apologies from Rotarian Donna Kiesler, like Mr. Chair would have alluded to. She is returning back from travels. She was attending doctor, so let us continue to keep her in prayer. And also apologies from Rotarian Melissa Borrows. She is traveling also. And a recap of our last meeting, which was so exciting when we had Miss Pert. She was our guest speaker for the last meeting. She gave us so much innovative ways which we can do as a small club. There were a lot of ideas she shot out at us. And also President Mike was with us and he pledged the Pink Bar project, which would be our first project. There has been 5 houses identified in the Kid Island district with persons who are in need of their houses to be painted. So there was a pledge for the paint for all of those houses. And that is it. I am done with my report. I
Okay.
guess you can now move on to the treasurer's report.
Correct. Our treasurer, Leticia. Is she on?
I saw one.
Are you able to hear me?
I hear her coming in
Hello?
faintly. I hear her coming in faintly.
Yeah.
That connection is unstable.
Okay, we have an,
Are you able to hear me?
yeah, I'm hearing you now. You're in now. Okay. You could go ahead. If that works. Try it now. No?
Hello? Okay. Good evening, Rotarian. Just briefly
Evening.
with our, are you able to hear?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Just briefly with for our report, as would have been reported at the last meeting, we collected the annual membership fee from some of our members. We still have a few persons who have to complete, who made partial payments and have to complete the payments. And also with the new persons who are, who have signed up, we will be in touch with you so that you can become financial. As you may be aware, the satellite, the club in Cat Island has, it's a reduced due, and it dues of, sorry, membership of $150 for the year. You can pay it in full, which is preferred, or if you wish, you can make it in 2 installments of $75 each. Okay, the first one is already due. And you can confirm it, I think we said by January. The next one has to be paid, the balance of it to be completely paid. Okay. Treasurer Sandra is on the line. I was supposed to confirm, I know the president had asked the last meeting that we decide on little dues, fines for persons who may come late or other things to the meeting. I'm not sure what the fine is. Sandra, you may be able to give us some information on that because we just want to be in line. I'm not sure exactly what is the process for that. Maybe
Treasurer Sandra.
Later on that, but anyhow, for to date, we have sent the initial payment of membership that was sent out by wire transfer to the parent body on August 12th. And that was in the amount of $1,050. So we still have to collect the amounts outstanding so that we can become fully up to date. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Treasurer, also last meeting, or our first meeting, I should say, the remind them of the pledge that was made. We made a pledge. All Rotarians, members of the Satellite Club, this awesome club, made a pledge for the end of the month, $25. That is towards the project of doing the 5 homes, painting of homes of indignant persons within our district. So do keep that in mind. Now, the end of the month, you can in advance see the treasurer and pay, but definitely by the end of the month was what we agreed on. In case anyone who wasn't on that meeting and have missed it. correct, Madam Treasurer?
Yes, that
Then-
is correct. We have agreed that each person will contribute $25. To date, we have 3 persons who have submitted that. And so we are just encouraging the other persons, please, to see me as soon as possible so that we can contribute and get started on our projects.
Awesome.
That basically sums it up. I don't know if there's anything else, any questions?
Any question from us floor? Back over to Thompson, who chairing the meeting there, if there be none. Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Awesome.
Okay, thank you so much, Rotarian Brown, for that report. We'll now move to remarks and announcements by Mr. Chair Herman Gilbert, and then you will also be introducing the speaker for this evening. You have the floor,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, wonderful. There's a few announcements to reiterate that our project of painting home of indignant persons within the district. We have identified 5 of them. We have had a favorable response from our mother club, Rotary Club of Nassau, who has agreed to assist and help us along with that project. There are
Herman, remember, I'm still waiting for the precise amount of what you need of which color. I've reached out to the paint place, but I need the definitive order.
right. We get into that now.
Okay, thank you.
Rotarian, Magdalene, she's gonna team up with Rotarian Cedric. And because the various homes are strategically located throughout Cat Island, north and south. There's one in Devil's Point, one in Old Bight, one in New Bight, there's one in Spitz Bay, there's one in Noses. And we did identify one, T-Bay, sorry, not Noses, T-Bay, stand to be corrected. T-Bay, and then there was one identified in Orange Creek. She has deceased, God rest her soul. Because there's located throughout, Ms. Penn, Rotarian Magdalene's gonna team up with Cedric. Cedric, who is a well-known contractor, and they're gonna gather that information. And then Sheila, you should get that shortly soon. Between now and probably next week, we'll have all of the information as it relates to how much paint a particular house need and the paintbrush and rollers and all that different stuff.
Okay, well, as soon as you can get that to me, I'll speak to them and see what we
Right.
can do.
We want to properly compile it for you. So house number 1, you'll know what house number 1 needs, number 2, and so forth. So
Stephen, you were saying that you thought it would be better to do it that way, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it would be better to itemize each house. So when you do one project, you could say this would detail. So you have like a database, so to speak, on that particular home. So the painting might be the first steps, but then might come with some social assistance and some other things can be developed from it, mushroom from it, you see?
correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so what we were saying was, you know, kind of what you do is you take the paint for that specific house and it would be for that house. We're
Right.
not trying to do a bit here and a bit there and make it spread, because there's always touch up to be done and things like that. So, you know, it's better to leave, you know, make sure that we have the individual amounts for each house.
Agree.
And Hyman, what is also good about it, that relatives could tie in with that particular house. Might be some family members who say, boy, we got the paint here for this house. We will join the Rotary to make that. That's what it's all about. We can't do it all by ourselves. You
Correct.
tie them in, rope the son in, rope the cousin in, someone in, come do something, you know?
Right,
And it's a
right.
wonderful project, wonderful project.
Awesome. So all of that information will be compiled and then we'll forward that on to you, Sheila. And I guess you can also pass it on to President Michael, because he has made a pledge for the Feist Home. The Feist Home, he's pledged to supply the paint for that.
No, that's great. I mean, I can't see the paint place will give us the paint for free. I mean, there's always a chance they might. It depends how much we need, but at least they'll give us a decent discount. So, you know, we'll sort it out with President Michael afterwards.
Correct. Yes. So that's one of our project that is ongoing, and we hope that it comes to a completion soon. Someone raised their hand.
Yes, it's me, Nikita.
Hey.
Hey, I was just wondering, do we have a proposed date yet for the first painting of the house?
No, ma'am. A date hasn't set as yet. We're trying to compile some information that we will send to Sheila, and we're gonna go from there. Which President Michael's gonna get. He's gonna apply the paint for the Feist House. The idea also throwing up, maybe you can paint probably 2 houses during one session or whatever the case may be. But we won't know that definitively until we collect the data that is needed. So
Are we shooting for like end of September or maybe October, or we still don't even have like that rough idea?
we already set the time frame when we wanted this complete. Do you remember now?
When was that?
We set this goal and we put a time frame to the whole project. But when we're gonna start each individual house will depends on the data that is collected.
When's the project supposed to be completed by?
Completed by December of
Okay,
this year.
cool. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, one thing
But
that
you
one
can
thing
always
you
go back.
haven't, sorry.
Go on.
One thing you haven't mentioned is, I mean, you don't just go somewhere and slap paint on. You've got prep work to do beforehand. So you can start doing that before the paint even arrives. You know, I mean, you need to scrape and do whatever. Or were you anticipating just going and painting over a crumbling top surface or something?
No, remember, Sheila, we already talked with that. President Mike said that he has a pressure cleaner that he was going to donate towards the project and send on down to us.
Yeah, well, all of that can be done before the paint arrives. So it should be done before the paint arrives.
Could we put
Yeah,
together?
but-
So you can start
timeline?
sooner. You can start sooner then.
If we could, because like I've never done this before, so I have no idea really what all the steps are. And so I think it could be really cool.
You have paintbrush in hand, you put paintbrush in paint.
Right, but Sheila,
And
my
you
love,
put your
just
arm
said-
up and
Okay.
down.
you just said we don't go and slap paint on the walls. So I feel like there's steps that come before it. And so if we could just, I guess the reason why I'm asking is I would like to schedule as best I can around these events. And so if there's some type of at least timeline of what we can do before, what we can
Yes.
do after.
Here's
that's
what's
what I
gonna
would-
happen. Where we are now is data is gonna be collected. What we will do, we will send out advanced information. Like once we collect the data and all this different stuff, when we're gonna schedule a date on time when we're gonna go, let's say scrape or pressure wash a particular building, that will be posted in advance, preferably mostly through the group, and then everyone will be aware. So you can slot it into your busy schedule and try make it on attend. Definitely everything as it relates to our goals and project. We wanted our we wanted our t-shirts and what's not, because pictures is required to be taken and all that different stuff. So we're still working along with Sheila, who's working on getting our shirts to us.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
everything is in the
No,
process.
Herman, let me give you an
But
update on that.
Steve,
Let me
I
give
was
you,
about to ask you, Steve.
no, let me give you an update. The shirts, they had a delay with shipping, getting the shirts in. I just spoke with Dorset Tees yesterday or day before yesterday, and they told me that the shipment did not come in when they proposed it to come the second time. They haven't, with the Betty K, their stuff coming on them, so it's a delay. They said they almost certain it was going to come in yesterday, but once it's in, they're going to print it, you know. And while I'm talking, Sheila, while I'm on that point now, because I'd probably dovetail some of this into when I speak, the family of Rotary shirts, that was something will probably be a good idea. What we have done, develop additional shirts, what we call, like, if our families want to participate in projects with us, there were some shirts we got specifically made up for them, family of Rotary shirts. So we could somehow start talking about that, but let's get you all the shirts first. And you should have them very short. Once they landed and they said they can print, you will have your shirts.
awesome.
Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Steve. And
So I'll reiterate, trust the process. So everything will work out. I strongly
No, but
believe in that.
Herman, I hear you say trust the process, but what I hear, and Nikita saying something, what I would do, this is the kind of things you have to make these bold steps. By next week, Thursday, all the assessments will be done. And I like put some timeline on yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because I heard this assessment in some other meetings, and there's another assessment we hear. We should put timeline on them. If you don't live in the certain area, someone who lived in that particular area, tell them to get the basics, and we can take it from there. But I just think that if we put some timeline to get the assessments in our hand, you get them in, and you can move. You know.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
So by next week, like I said, by next
So
week.
the next week, Thursday, put a date on it. By your next meeting?
By next week, Thursday.
Yes.
By next week, and that will move on to one of my next announcement. Next week, Thursday, will be a joint meeting with us, the Satellite, and Rotary Club of Nassau. So that's going to be extremely awesome. I would love for all 12 of our members, the Satellite Club here, to be on that meeting. That'll be very special and very excited. That'll be our first joint meeting together with our mother club. So everyone do make some time to attend that meeting as well. So by next week, Thursday, assessment will be completed, data compiled and sent. So Sheila, you can look out for that information. And I think we have we'll forward that to President Michael as well.
thank you.
Also, with announcements, just two more. The joint project, teaming up with Barracuda, the Fish Off Committee and Wyoming, with the cleaning up of the creek. The creek that is selected is the creek Spitz Bay Dock. That's the location. I spoke with Mark Kessler, who is charged with the Barracuda, and Barracuda is on board. They await for the date to be set. Also, well, some of you may know I'm also the president of the Cat Island Down Home Fish Off Committee, and they are on board as well. So we all agreed to the Spitz Bay Dock. That is the creek that a lot of waste gets dumped because of the mailboat comes in and what's not. A lot of plastic get blown into the creek and what's not. So that is the one that is mostly touched. A lot of the other creeks, they're in much better conditions than that one. So we can all team up and go there and do our best to take as much of the waste and plastic and what's not out of there as possible.
Have you got are you collecting bags to put the waste in the trash in?
Yes, we're gonna get bags. We
Can
have
you get them
two
there?
boats. Mark is gonna provide a boat, and he said he's gonna reach out to the Pender, Mr. Pender, who represents Secor. So there'll be two boats. Carry Poison's Cross on the other side of the creek. Carry a team on that side, and we'll and also the boats will be used to bring back the garbage, the full garbage bag and what's not. We're working on getting either one or possibly two trucks that is gonna, once the boat bring them to the dock, the trucks will carry them to the dump site in Nubai, where they'll be properly disposed of. So all of that is being worked out. Like I said, a date is not set as yet.
Can I recommend a date?
Pardon?
So I would like to recommend that maybe we do this cleanup on September 18th. That's International Coastal Cleanup Day, and there will be other cleanups happening throughout the country. So I think it would be really great for us to just use that as momentum for this cleanup. If
That's a
that's
good
possible.
idea. Good idea.
That's an awesome date.
It's also my
if our
birthday.
shirts
It's
come
a special
in time,
day.
if our shirts come in time, definitely we can
No, Mike,
log that date.
we can't wait for the shirts. We're here to do.
I would love us to. I would love for us to represent within our shirts, taking our pictures.
You love the shirts. You love the shirts. You love the shirts.
We're here to serve, and the recognition will be seen regardless of what shirts we're wearing. You know, our presence will be felt. And so I feel like, I mean, we shouldn't limit ourselves just because the shirts aren't on island. But Stephen said they will be, so that's good.
Awesome.
What's the date again, the recommended date?
September 18th.
Just a view from my side, the 18th is so near to election day. The momentum, the community will not be settled yet, if I may say that. And I beg to delay it for that very reason.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Election is when?
The 16th is election day.
September 16th.
The 16th. The country will not be settled. This community will not be settled.
We know.
And I know that.
We know that well.
In the government service. You know, so we have to be realistic with this, with these setting these dates, and we have to set them around things that's happening in the community, you know, that affects the people.
Can I just ask, what does the not being settled, what is it that we require? Is it that you just think people won't come out because it's 2 days after election?
No, people are involved in it. It's also involved in it.
The country on a whole.
The country as a whole wouldn't be.
It's too, I understand the sentiment, because after the election, don't forget, even though there's the general election, then you have the following day, which is used, I think, as the recount. And then I think right after election, I feel like it's almost like an adjustment of sort. So I sort of share the same sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It could work out good. Nikita,
mm-hmm.
You know, there were times like we had World Polio Day. We wasn't able to celebrate, have official things on the specific date, but we was able to tie a meeting into that, right? In recognition of it. So because of the island, I think we can give ourselves some little latitude, all right?
Yeah, no, and it's 2 days after, so, right, because the election's the 16th.
Yeah, so, but I wouldn't get that the elections thing. It's a lot of things. I don't know if you've been on the island after the election. I don't know.
I have not been on Cat Island.
That's probably why you ain't understand. They're not telling you everything, right? But that's probably why you don't understand the nature of what
Nikita
happened.
understands. Nikita understands. Nikita lives in Orange Creek, eh? Or
I live in Arthur. So, so this is the point that I was bringing up, right? Because I feel like Rotary is such a great nonpartisan space for us to set an example, you know, that election has happened, unless people are actively involved in activities tied to voter accounting and things like that.
But
And that's
Nikita, do we
another.
have to say that? I am involved. Many others who sit right around here tonight are involved.
No,
Yes,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
if I may,
Yeah.
if I may,
But I think we
One
could push on
thing-
him, and if y'all, I think we can hold these points, because I think you only have an hour meeting, right?
Yes,
Correct.
I just want to say,
Yeah,
I don't
time
want
is
us to
running,
go
time is really running.
sidetracked and,
yeah,
and
Yeah, we can come back
we
and
have
have that
only,
discussion. Yes.
we only have 16 minutes left, and 15 minutes was actually allotted for our speaker. So I think we're going off track. So I feel like some of these stuff we can hold some nuggets or whatever have you, but we need schedule.
thank you, Secretary Thompson. That's what I was trying to say and going to say. Yeah, so
The whole bio.
that joint project.
Just bring the speaker on. Don't read the whole bio.
All right, that joint project, that's something that, you know, we're gonna do. Also, the hurricane preparedness plan, which Nikita has been designated to spearhead that, working along with the local government and the various agencies here that team up with them with the disaster preparedness plan. We will at a later date get an update on that. All right. So I don't want to shortchange our immediate past president, Mr. Stevens. He's saying shortcut the bio. But Stephen Dean is a security consultant and crime prevention specialist with more than 30 years of experience in law enforcement. He has served in various ranks in the Royal Bahamas Police Force, rising from the rank of constable up to senior assistant commissioner. During Mr. Dane's law enforcement career, he served in a variety of command positions in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Cat Island, and Maguana. He also participated in several local and international training courses. Upon retirement from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Mr. Dane founded Dane Global Security Consultant Limited, which provides security consultancy service, management, and crime prevention training services to the public safety and private sector community. He is the holder of a Bachelor's of Art and Master degree in Business Management. He is certified professional manager, a certified domestic violence trainer, and a certified law enforcement ethics trainer. His teaching assignments include a variety of management and criminal justice courses. He is the immediate past president of the Rotary Club of Nassau. Everyone should be going like this right about now. I repeat, he is the immediate past president of Rotary Club of Nassau, a member Rotary Bahamas Disaster Relief, the National Institute of Ethics trainer, all right? International Society of Crime Prevention practitioner, the International Association of Chief of Police Community Policing Committee, a member of American Society for Industrial Security, and a member of Northwestern University Center for Public Safety Alumni Association. He also served Justice of the Peace in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, a member of the Church of God of Prophecy. And most of all, Mr. Dane and his wife are proud parents of two lovely children. I present present to you our immediate past president, a Cat Islander, Rotarian Stephen Dean. Floor is yours, sir.
Good afternoon, Herman. And, you know, despite, you know, if I was president now, you wouldn't get away with reading that, you know. But anyway, it's a pleasure. It's a distinct pleasure to be here, to always to share. And, you know, I did not come here with no big speech. I come here with no PowerPoint presentation. I just come here with a down-home talk that which everybody can understand, that we could just have a conversation, just to share some tidbits on what we're about to talk about. You know, in the world of such negative happenings, the positive effect of what is happening here tonight with the Satellite Club, give me a special spark and comfort that we are on the right track. You know, we are doing great. You know, this is a long time coming. This is the first time I probably, since you became fully registered, that I was able to have a chat with you. But I'm so happy of the leadership, Herman, and I want to go back to Melvin, a good friend of mine from way back, you know, so who was really a driving force to getting some things happening, working initially with Sheila, and then we was able to jump on, and really it dropped for a little bit, but we pick it up. We didn't give up. It was determined to see this happen, Melvin, and I think the dream has come true. And it's something that Cat Island needs, and I think it's good for the island. And so when all this negative happened, pandemic, but this is a positive thing that came out of the pandemic. Because I know the island politics. Had we were meeting in person, you asked the bus to bring the crew from the north and the south and the this and that, I ain't sure, right? I'm not sure, all right? You might have to have the meeting in the north 1 week, then one in the south 1 week, just to build peace, all right? So I think this has given us a positive medium. You don't have to meet in person all the time. The fact that you could do projects in person, what I see you all already doing, that is what is good about there, you know? So I get passionate about this thing. That's why I have no script. I can talk what is inside. You must get to that point as a Rotarian that you can speak from within. Not looking for what it's all about. You can never know everything about Rotary. Every day I'm learning something new about Rotary. But how you do it? With the World Wide Web, I read, I checked, I ask, whatever. So nobody's gonna drop nothing in no one's lap about the Rotary Club. But Herman, when you talked about that, there's something I always tell a person, there's something in management we talk about the elevator pitch. Each Rotarian should develop what we call an elevator pitch. It's a 30-second. If someone that asks you about the Rotary Club of Satellite Club, why should I join? You should be able to convince them in 30 seconds. 30 seconds why they should join. All right? Okay. If you're interested in being some people who love their land, who love Cat Island, want to get some good things done, who have a passion for Cat Island, this is the place to be. There's no other place to be. And when you're talking about an organization that would have more than 2 million people, come on. There's no club like the Rotary Club. There's none. There's none. When you look at the pandemic, when you look at Hurricane Dorian, who they were calling on? Rotary, Rotary, Rotary. That's all you can hear. When you talk about who could give account of all the money spent in Hurricane, it's Rotary. I know what other people could say, but we could talk where our money is. All right? Good. So I shortchanged it to tell you that Rotary is when you get a name, when you say you are Rotarian, man, your state's going up. Even on your job, your boss is supposed to start shaking his head. So we got a Rotarian on the job because they know what Rotary stand for. So that means I should be able to hear, how is it that you have friends and they don't know you in Rotary? That ain't supposed to happen. That ain't supposed to happen. One of the things I did when I became president, I located all of my people I considered my friends. And I said, if you want to be my friend, you have to be part of Rotary. You have to come to a meeting. That's what friendship is all about. Some came, most came and stayed. Never gone nowhere. Never gone nowhere. They came, they got a taste of the Rotary wine and never turned back. That's what's supposed to happen. But the reality, there's some homework that has to be done. I'm gonna get into some things, other things, but I'm just leapfrogging pretty fast because I'm conscious about the time. There's some things you must do. Look at your club meeting. Well, you know I was analyzing this meeting, right? I said I give you all points because you all just staff, right? But I don't want to come to a meeting where it sounds like it's the regular board, church board meeting, Maybe saying, okay, next, because the secretary got to speak. Yeah, okay. We got that report. You got your, no, that ain't the kind of meeting I want. That ain't the kind of meeting we should have. Not criticizing, I'm just talking, I didn't have this time to really talk to you. This meeting has to be prepared. Whoever is moderating your meeting should be rehearsing in the morning, should be rehearsing in the night, maybe come with a little, this is a famous quote by the late Vince Lombardi. He says this is that, he says this and that. Perfection, I'm trying to get after perfection. I know it cannot be attained, but I know on my way to perfection, I can get excellence. You got to inspire your club. Whoever comes on to bring the report should be exciting and smiling. Whoever comes on should be exciting. What I'm saying this, and it's a good thing we have 1 or 2 new visitors on, because they're making assessments just like what I'm talking about. This is no criticism, but they are looking at you and saying, what this is, because this sounds just like my meeting I just come from, you know? Or this sounds like the meeting down the road, all right? Rotary is a different thing. So that's what you saw happen in the Nassau Club. We turn it around, we turn it around, we turn it around. So people want to come, make it that invitation of treat. So once you taste it, you want it. You didn't come to buy it, you know, but because you saw it and how beautiful it was, I can stay. That's what happened. You know, sometimes you go to the store, you didn't want to buy something, but the advertising they get right in the store, man, you say, let me get one of these things. Good. That's the kind of thing you're talking about. Now, then when you start talking about, y'all are a new club, and so I understand some things, I heard some things, you're trying to get the forms. Yeah, there's some exceptions in the club, but we still will go through some procedures of making sure that persons understand what they're getting into prior to. I like that kind of move, all right? That y'all are looking and seeking out members. But the reality, it comes to this point. Who do you want to join your club? What is it you want your club to be like? Do you want your club to be just a daycare center that you bring people in, we'll take care of you once you come? That you just here? You need water? We can give you water. You need something to eat? We can give you something to eat. Then go sleep, because we ain't got to worry about that. So the president and the secretary and the treasurer can do all the work, so because these new members sleeping, we tell them go to sleep, all right? What I'm saying to you, when you look for people, and I saw you pull 1 or 2 of your people, you're talking for quality people, people who you know was working in the community, people who you know love people. And it comes down to, you gotta love people. This ain't that kind of club. I don't speak to the people in the north, and I don't speak to the people in the south. Then you're trying to be selective for who you want to pick. Say, man, if this person come in this club, you know what's gonna happen. Because from that time being, them wasn't taught. I ain't got that time, because the island is much smaller, and I know the dynamics. All right? This is service beyond above self. This ain't nothing but just selfish views. That's what this Rotary. But you got to come in with the passion. You got to come in that you want to love people. That I want to better my community. That Rotary will outshine everything on the island, local government, everything. The Rotary Club will outshine it, because Rotary have reach. Rotary have reach. I hear y'all talking about funding. I hear y'all talking about this and that. When I was the officer in charge in Cat Island, and I want to do projects, I said, let me get the data bank of all Cat Islanders in Nassau who got business. Melvin, you'll know, Phil Tyner was in charge of the prison. I said, well, I know you can do it, Phil, but the prison got to make a donation because you're in charge. I called some other persons and made the donations. I said, they said, well, I only get 100. I say, give me the $100. Give me the 300. But they sponsored because they can see the project we were doing. Then Cat Island, they were seeing the newspaper, they were seeing the ZNS, they were seeing a lot of things because they could see where their money was going. What I'm saying to you, what y'all should be doing right now, get the list of all Cat Islanders in Nassau and elsewhere who have, and Freeport too, who have a business. And you should be telling them about the Satellite Club, have a project on, this and that. So I request X, Y, and Z. I don't care what it is. If you send me $50, that's fine. But if 10 Cat Islands send you $50, you got some money. You got some money in your pocket, as the case may be. And then how smart you could get one of them to be one of the guest speaker. Get one of them who was a successful business person. Say, I want you to be, tell me, you came from Cat Island, how that happened? So we can understand that kind of thing, all right? So I'm just throwing these things in. Maybe you all already have these things in the bag, but this, you only have a short time. See, sometimes we procrastinating and Christmas will come, then one house paint, that's it. The next time will come. I just love the Michael Jackson thing, just do it, you know. So the house pictures, you should have had the pictures of the house. You should have had the yard, the scope, how many people live in the house. That's supposed to be in there. this 1 or 2 family members, be ready to go. There's something called faith is the substance of things hoped for. So you gotta have the belief that it can happen. So this type of person, it just can't be your members who you bring into this club. They gotta be of weight and value. They gotta mean something. Not because a person say they want to join, because they here. No, there's some people you gotta hold off on their application, say, let me test you out for a little while. We got 2 projects, I can see you come involved in that. Then you could fix it up for them to see if they're serious. All right? Because many will come and say they want to be a part of it, and then they turn this into some club what they think they could break up and have this side Peter against Paul, and we don't have that in Rotary. That ain't supposed to be in Rotary. There's no room for that. So you evaluate these people. So if you get a member, you all could do a little prep thing even before it reached us with the membership thing and say, let me talk to these people and see if they're serious. All right? Because this is our expectation you join the club. This is what we want. When you say use a Rotarian, because people gonna be watching you. Use a Rotary Club at that Rotary Club and get, oh, that's a disgrace. Because where I saw you on Saturday night with 2 bears in the back pocket and you out cussing the bartender, it can't be a Rotarian. No, 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 no. You can't be. You gotta be community oriented. Get somebody who is community, who love their community, who prepared to die, who prepared to work hard for their community to seek Cat Island success. You all have an opportunity. This ain't by chance. This is an opportunity for you. So it's important who you get in your club. Don't try to rush it. If you can't get the 15 members, don't get it. But if you got 10, 12, 15, get 15 good people who gonna care the club. Set some goals. What is it you want to do? What is it? We want to paint a sign. We want to do a sign. We'll get a sign done. What is it we want to do? And so you have to, yes, I hear Nikita say, well, the shapes mightn't mean nothing, but in this new thing with Rotary, it's good about promotion. You should promote this. So you got to inspire people to want to be a part of this movement. You got to inspire. And I understand we don't do nothing for praise and all that kind of thing, but I want, right now, your club should have a photographer. Because I was looking at some of the photographs in the changeover and I said, I'm trying to buy a picture. I'm trying to craft. So they sent me a picture and I had to cut up the picture, I had to chop it up. I said, let me fix it up for them. So you all saw it was in the newspaper, right?
Yes.
Many might not know how it got there, all right? But that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And the newspaper should have already been in Cat Island. Y'all should have ordered 10. Every member should have had a copy of that newspaper and should have had it there as a promotion for the island too. People feel good.
I have 2, 1 laminated, so.
Okay, so I'm just saying that is the kind of thing needs to be done. All these, like these stories y'all get with painting of the homes, man, I want a good photographer. I don't want a photographer taking the photographs upside down. I want someone who go in there to say, this is a good shot for the media. This is a good shot I'd like to see in the newspaper. So some people take 100 shots and I got to determine which 2 is the best. And when you take a shot, assign somebody. Whenever you have a function, have somebody to take photograph. Get a good camera, get a good phone camera, or get a actual camera, please. You got to take pictures. You got to keep record. It's important. So when you go back, you'll be able to see these things. That is very important. You got to promote this club. People got to know about this Cat Island Club. And you all got to do it on the island. All right? So we got to get banners. We got to get some things going. We got to get things moving. So when you all reach an area, we put the banner on the ground. The Rotary Cat of Cat Island is here, you know? You know, when an enemy took over new territory, they heist the flag. You know, so when y'all go with, you should do that. When y'all on the boat cleaning up, a flag should be on the boat. The Rotary Club is here. That means something. You understand me? That means something. So as I wind up, I just try to give you all the virtual appetite, so to speak. You know, these things I'm passionate about. So this is what you want. People should feel good when they come. They should have, after having a stressful day, when they come into your Rotary meeting, Herman, they should have a feel good spirit when they leave out of that meeting. And that's what we push to do in the club. So that's why you saw the club. That's why you saw people were acquiescing. That's why people wanted to join. People wanted to be a part. So professionals were coming in. Yes, 1 or 2 will fall by the wayside, but bring in professional people with skills who you know have been proven, tried, tested. That's what this is all about, okay? Because your club needs that more than ever now. You don't need to develop a kindergarten school or baby center, sitting center, all right? where everybody said they want to join and give me my shirt. All right. And that's it. And they wear the shirt wherever the next thing in the yard washing clothes with the shirt on. All right. So they didn't even want the shirt. Okay. So I'm just saying to you, get people with purpose. Start looking at it. This is a great thing that is happening. History is in the making. In Cat Island, y'all could do some wonderful and marvelous things. I believe in y'all. And silently, I'll be behind the scene pushing and sticking some needles here and there, you know, to make sure some things happen. All right? Because you need some positive shutting down. I believe that y'all can do it. I love what I see with the membership. The people who are cut out for it, y'all get some quality members. Encourage your members. Say hello. Y'all get to talk to one another. This can't be the only meeting time. You know, sometimes don't be too rushed to get off the meeting. Say we'll stay behind because, you know, we develop a NASA the parking lot. So we stay behind to get some things going. It was a reason for that, to get people talking, get people fellowshipping, as the case may be. So we really happy for that. And Melvin, thanks for inviting me. And I know I ain't going on no script, Melvin. I just trying to see, you know, like if I was in church, I can say how the Spirit leads, you know?
I can imagine.
So I'm delighted, you know, because I told people all of my policing career, the best days was when I was in Cat Island. So many wonderful things happening there. I got to show you all my newspaper clippings of the youth clubs, the things, the Herman, if you remember the basketball league we had down there,
yes.
I was playing. I played
yes.
because I said that meant something. I had to play, all right? To make sure we was a part of that. We really, Cat Island was rocking, man.
That made me thought I could have make it to the NBA.
Yeah, man.
But I
remember, I don't know if you remember when the Governor General visit. So
yes, I remember that.
That was a big day, man. That was a big day in Cat Island.
I remember
man.
that.
Blow that up. Oh, man. We was on the air talking about all 5,000-6,000 people down here, man. Everybody wanted to get on a flight to come to Cat Island. We had a good day. So, you know, Cat Island was a good move. It helped me in my policing. That's where I got the media. That's where I started talking on the media. That was my foundation right there, laid right there in Cat Island. And it worked out perfectly for me, because Poison saw my work. So when I came into Nassau, everybody wanted me, you know? Everybody wanted to draft me to their team, you know? And that's how it works. That's how it works. People can see y'all. People can see y'all. Well, you'll be surprised. Rotary is so international. People will come onto the website and see some of this Cat Island Club. I want to help them. I just come into Cat Island, all right? And you got to get signs up somewhere, something for the Rotary Club. We got to fix a way that people see that when they come on the airport, that there's a Rotary Club here, because you'll be surprised who some of the private pilots who come in. They are Rotarians sometimes. You'll be surprised at the boaters who come in and they are Rotarians. And then they say, a Rotary Club is here? I would like to connect with them. I'm here for a week. How do y'all meet? As the case may be. And that's it. That's one investor might say, okay, what do y'all need? I could bring it the next time I come. Okay, good. So seize the opportunity. Get everybody working. I could get jumping on this all the time, but I love people with energy and spirit. I had some club members who say, you're gonna run out of time? You're gonna run out of, man, say, man, what next? You got this president, he ain't got nothing to do with it. He always got a project. I'm always thinking about a project because I understand to keep the new members motivated, you better have something for them to do. You better have something to do. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I know I've exceeded the time, but you know, past presidents, you know, get a little latitude and can use the veto power, so to speak. But I don't know if anyone have any questions. I can entertain one or two questions quickly.
You forgot the best thing about being in Cat Island.
I forget the best thing?
Yeah. Where did you meet me?
Well, you know, I mean, sometimes you know, Sheila, because if I have to speak on you, I have to speak all night. So that's why I didn't want to get into that. I can't shortchange you when I talk about you, all right? And of course, that would mean Sheila connected. Sheila made, and that's another thing. Sheila made me a superstar. Sheila was getting the shirts, print, the posters, all the things, what I needed. We just connected and then mushroom from there. And she's my mother in Rotary. It's her who forced me into Rotary, right? All right. She used the disguise to get me in, but it worked out. It worked for good. The bad was for good. Just say that. But she's a good soul, a valuable person, resourceful person. I relied on her. I couldn't be a good president.
That wasn't the idea. Wasn't that you started doing a sales pitch for me? Thank you.
No. But we can talk long. And Melvin can have a story. Everybody can have a story as well. You know. I tell you all that I used to stay in Melvin House. That was my residence when I was in Cat Island. You know, that was my residence. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm just saying to you, we go way back. Because I just remind him of a letter he wrote me when he visited McWarner when I was a young officer in McWarner in Melbourne, and he wrote a letter back saying thanks for the visit. And all. I still have that letter. Okay,
Wow.
I still have the letter. So we connected and ever since. I'm just telling you, there's some people come to your life to make you better, to make you more professional. All right. So it is what it is. Anybody? Any other questions?
Awesome. Miss Rotarian Rosetta, I think she's sharing along with Rotarian.
Rosetta's here?
Yes.
Man,
and
I
she
gotta
has
say
a
hello
hand
to
up.
Rose. I gotta say hello to Rosetta. Who else is there, man? I mean, the names of Rosetta. It's a pleasure to see you. She's like a mother to me. You know, confidant, everything. You know, very there.
Hello.
Who's this now? Rosetta? Hello.
Hello, yes.
It's a pleasure to see you. It's a pleasure to see
Okay,
you.
nice to see you too.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Okay.
Always. I might be overlooking, but that's fine, you know. But some of y'all was little kids in primary school when I was there, you know. Like
That's all right.
yeah, some of y'all were in primary school, so y'all wouldn't know who I am, you know.
Mr. Dean, I was in high school and I am well aware of who you are.
Which one of the schools you were in?
He think we forget it, Angelique.
Which one of the schools you was from? The Addison or
I was
Old
at Old Bite High.
Old
I was
Bite?
at Old Bite High.
So you probably
Yeah.
you won the grades with Trevor and all them, or under them, Trevor and Philando and all them, that crew.
I was under them. Currently now I am Bam Bam's wife.
Oh my goodness. What a small world.
Yes. Yes, sir. Bam's Express Charter.
Yes,
He has relocated now to Cat Island
Oh,
to do
what
his
a-
contribution.
What a small world. But you know, there were some great days. And you know what's amazing? I didn't hang up, I got stop with this. I was in a Rotary meeting. We had a guest. The guy who does the food, what's those special, what do he make? He has this company, man, in Nassau. Would do natural healing stuff and
You mean Jamal Monka?
Jamal.
New Life.
Yes,
New
I was
Life.
in a Rotary meeting. Jamal, they invited Jamal as the guest speaker. Jamal say, before I speak, I must say something. Say, Mr. Dean, you might not remember me, but you remember you came many times to Cat Island High and speak to persons like me. You speak positive things into spirits of persons like me. I say, wow, you're talking to people you don't know how I was getting there, how I was getting through. So many positive things. I know like Leonard Ramsey and all these persons, all these people who continue, who have done well. People have done well, a lot of people. And I see them all that there's a girl on the defense force. I think that's Philando's sister.
Desiree too. Desiree.
Yes,
Remember Desiree?
and I see all the girls, all the Korean children, man, when I see these people, these young children, it makes my heart happy. Because you know that we had some good days with those youth clubs in Cat Island. We were really bouncing. Cat Island was rocking, man. Every day was always a story. So thank you very much. And I, you know, from time to time I'll come in and I'll say words of inspirational words to you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions?
Not a question, but just a comment. If I may, Mr. Chairman, past President Stephen, I am happy that you were able to stir up the gift tonight because as I move throughout the island and I meet people like my guest tonight, Philip Johnson.
Yes.
I'm excited about young people, and I consider myself still young, to coming back to that island to make a contribution. You know, I didn't know Philip, and come to find out Philip married my cousin.
Wow.
And then I realized that, you know, this thing go far, you know, so how do we meet people who can be provide meaningful assistance to organizations like Rotary?
Yeah.
And yes, Steve, Philip, I'm trying to market you.
Yeah.
And I would like to see someone like Philip there, a young, strong man. He built his house, he is with his wife, and he want to make a contribution. So I'm glad that past President Stephen was able to stir up the gift and to create some more excitement
Yeah.
in and amongst us. Thank you.
Well, Melvin, I just want to add something to that. That's an excellent point, because I really was supposed to go into that. Business persons, because right now, Sheila will tell you, we're really doing a pilot project right now. There's something in Rotary called corporate membership, right? Where companies, so to speak, can be a member of Rotary, and ensure that you can assign 1 or 2 members of persons in your company to attend the meeting. And then the agreement is that you will agree throughout the year that you will sponsor 1 or 2 projects. So that's how that company could be involved. So that is something we are exploring, and it's going to happen. But I just put that synopsis of it. There's more details to it, but we're going to come once it comes. But things along that, you're looking for all avenues. But I like the spirit which you have, Melvin, the fact that you are meeting people and asking them to join Rotary. You're talking about Rotary. That's what everybody's supposed to be doing. Get people to talk about Rotary. Get people to talk about Rotary. That's what you should be. Talk about Rotary. That should be in your conversation. So while you're doing all the land and preservation and all the conservation and all that, Nikita, part of it's got to be Rotary. That's why you got to wear that Rotary shirt. I ain't gonna let you get away and talk about you can wear any shirt. You can wear the Rotary shirt. You can wear the Rotary shirt. Thank you.
The Rotary pin.
I want the shirt too, Sheila.
Yeah, but they got their pins already, so they have no excuse for that one.
Yeah, but some people in the island can't see too well, but the shape you can see it. But we can get some flags. We need to get that, like one of the feathers for them made up, a feather made up. So when you do a project.
Yeah, I could get one of those.
Yeah,
we need to get somebody to sponsor it for them.
Sheila, do the draft for it, and then it will happen. Just do the draft.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just do it, and it will happen. They will get one. They will get one. All right. And I think that will carry you out. So when you're doing one of them housing, you do it. And when we're doing the hurricane, the disaster projects, every house that we repaired, we have a little flag say another project by Rotary. And it is what it is. We can be okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Any question? Okay. Nikita, that's a hand raised.
No.
Yeah.
One quick sec. Mr. Dean, I just want to say, I just want to give a comment, and I just want to thank you also, because your words right now is words of encouragement. And to be honest with you, I think Rotary, like you said, service about self is also about sacrifice. We are a small club, but I tell you your energy right now. I am currently sitting in my office at work. I'm a government worker. I was off from 5 o'clock, but I have internet issues in the settlement where I reside, which is Gators. And I said to my husband, I said, you're gonna have to excuse me tonight. I had to order him something for him to eat, because he's looking for a home cooked meal. But I said that to say it's about sacrifice.
Yes.
And the energy that you brought, I was feeling a bit down because last week I was actually in mourning, but I still made the effort. Wow. So I thank you for your encouragement, for us to press.
Yes.
And also to the other members, don't get tired and weary of me and my well-doing, because y'all know sometimes I reach out to y'all and I don't want y'all to see my number and play fool and no answer me. So I just want, whilst we're in that same energy and everybody listening, I just wanted to drop that pin right in there.
But Nikita's answer the phone all the time, right?
Answer the secretary.
Nikita's answer your phone all the time, right?
She was offline. Like I told you, we had a communication issue. We were literally offline. We were literally offline, no communication in this whole entire district. Right. So it was very hard to reach out to people. So that's why this evening our meeting is sort of like a hands-on, whereas you would see probably Mr. Chair or myself handling a lot of the roles, because there was literally no communication.
Excellent.
So I just, like I said, the same energy you brought, I thank you so much to even encourage me to continue to press. And like I said, I just want to impress upon all the other members. We are a small club, and the vision is it's going to be bigger and it's going to be better. But for right now, all hands is needed on deck. And where possible, please offer your assistance and don't get weary in well-doing.
Okay.
Amen. I concur.
Mr. Dean.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, you can be
Yes.
small, but you can be mighty.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, small ass cut down big tree. You
Yeah, one of
myself,
the things,
I'm
one of
here
the
to work.
things, one of the things that Rotary International always says as well is be a vibrant club, because that's how you're going to attract members. It's like Stephen was saying, if it's a boring meeting and you're inviting potential members, they're not going to want to join. A vibrant club, you know, come alive when you meet, you know, kind of chatting to each other as well is part of it, the fellowship, as well as, you know, going through the format of messages and speakers and
Yes,
everything.
yes,
It's
yes.
like Stephen said, one of the good things about the Nassau Club, when he revised the way that the meetings were kind of put together, was, you know, we were meeting before the meeting and, you know, chatting amongst ourselves. And then we had the parking lot afterwards where, you know, people could just let off steam and chat. And I think that's the really important thing. The club has to be vibrant to keep people interested. Okay, you're on the way. You're doing really, really well. I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you,
Really
thank
am.
you.
Right.
This has been such a beautiful meeting. Thank you, everyone. I'm really excited for what's to come. Something that Stephen, you said made me realize it would be awesome. A couple of years ago, this is when I was living in Nassau, I remember I attended a Rotary project that they were doing eye tests. It was somewhere, and I was wondering, given that school's about to start and just so many people on the island don't have access, if we could work on organizing a project like that, that would be really cool. And I think it would be very helpful as well.
But stick a pin, you know, only club who could be doing that is the Rotary Club of Nassau. You know, we have been for years, tradition, Sheila will tell you, we have been doing that. But what is so good with us now,
East Nassau does one as well.
but nobody's like the Rotary Club of Nassau.
No, they copied us.
No, nobody's like us.
They copied us.
And
They
what is so-
thieved our idea.
What is so good about us, and I'm gonna dovetail on something you said, Nikita, that we had like Ms. Brown, Dr. Brown, Anita Brown. She was one of the volunteers, right? A physician, right? And she's now a member of the club who's leading the project. She came in to join the club, and now she's leading that project. They took it to another level last year, last year, yes, where they were able to test the glasses, and they were able to get a donor, and we were able to work with some things that they got glasses for the kids and lenses for the kids. But but the reality is, at some point between now, it might not be, we could do it between now and Christmas. We can force her to fly down there, maybe 1 or 2 Rotarians, to do some testing, at least the screening, okay? That could be a project for the Rotary Club in Cat Island. So that's a done deal. That can happen. I can tell them find us date on the calendar. I ain't gonna hear no procrastination. And I don't want nobody speaking in tongues telling me what can happen, all right? That's a done deal. That's a done deal. So
Be ready to welcome them.
no, that's gonna happen. So, you know, we're getting planning now, because let me tell you how deep it is, and y'all might have seen this, and I'm sure y'all could excuse the next extra 5 minutes. A 2-year-old was tested, but the doctor said if this child didn't get an operation, would have been blind, legally blind. That would have been it. That would have been it. What is happening now? We were able to put our heads together, lock our heads together, partnership. That's a case that we jump into. Right now, that child and the mother is going for their first testing at Boston Palmer this weekend. All right? They're going for the test, you know, the evaluation. Once that is happening, the operation will take place. Okay? So I'm just saying to you, you might can't do all, but you look at the acute case and do it. So what I'm saying to you, that's why I'm trying to tell you all you all need to do is get your foundation together, get excited, and good things will happen. Good things will happen. But ain't no sense us bringing people down there and you're all dragging slippers and you're all walking and ain't sure where the Rotary, what is Rotary? You're still trying to find what is Rotary when we reach. All right? So get yourself excited. Get Rotary in your bones. Like they say, get Junkanoo, the Valley or this in your bones. Man, look here. Get this thing excited. When you will get me excited, you start talking with Rotary. You start talking about helping people. You start talking about the poor. You start talking about that. People in need. That's what you need to do. You'll be surprised where help will come from. The key thing is get your group together. Get connected. Everybody on one accord. Everybody jumping. Everybody excited. That's what it's all about first. Get yourself together. If your house is not in order, you're wasting time. Don't invite me to your meeting if I can sleep. If I can still be cooking in the kitchen and say they on. Because I ain't missing nothing. All right?
Yeah,
That's how it's been some Zoom meetings, you know. I just turn it on because I say, I know what I'm crew talking about. There ain't nothing new. But other meetings, I say, boy, let me stay, because they might call me. I might want to ask. I know X, Y, and Z. Get your people to watch the screen or be involved in the screen. Stop your people from cooking. That's a new one. Thank you.
Yeah, Nikita, the other thing we do as well with the vision screening is we do glucose testing.
Yeah.
And that with the diabetes issue in the Bahamas, we also have a project that we're going to be get going based on diabetes. So, you know, that's something that you should look at. When you do the eye testing, you've got a whole bunch of people together, and it's a good time to have a nurse come in and do glucose testing. But no, let me just say, a few years ago, the parents brought a kid to have their eyes tested at Stephen Dillett's school in one of our vision screening. And the parents said, oh, could we get our glucose tested? That woman, her sugar was so high, we sent her to the hospital immediately. And the hospital said, apparently the husband phoned and told us that if we had not tested her glucose, sent her to the hospital, she would have been dead within a couple of days. Her sugar was like 400 or something ridiculous. Unbelievable. Look at the good you can do, you know?
Yeah,
it's unbelievable, unbelievable. And you don't expect it. And these wonderful things happen. And, you know, it really makes you feel so proud to be a Rotarian when things like that are going on. Like the little boy, like the glucose testing, like all the money and the work that we've done with hurricanes, sending goods and money down to Haiti after the earthquake, not this earthquake, the one before, but we're working on this earthquake as well. You know, these are the stories you need to tell people, you know, all the wonderful things that Rotary does, and not just what you're doing for Rotary, but doing these things gives back to you as well. You know, it fulfills you. It makes your world a different place as well. You know, you gain from it spiritually, mentally, and things as well. So it's a two-way street. You give and Rotary gives back. That's my bit.
Awesome.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, sharing.
I don't know if this is parking lot, but just to add to what Sheila said, I remember in 2019, I don't know if that's where you discovered the lady who had the high glucose, but there were just very few persons that showed up. And I remember Dr. Brown said, go get them. So we went in the community. I mean, we were escorted by I would say a Johnson, but by a guy in the community. We went in the houses and they let the babies out until other fellow Rotarians were saying, okay, that's enough. We had like the school was loaded. It's so rewarding. It's really rewarding.
No, that wasn't that year, but that was a wonderful thing to happen as well. Yeah, I mean, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. We've been doing the vision screening for about 8 years, I think.
Yeah, well, I know one thing. If you haven't arrived until you start giving what your label is.
Awesome stuff, guys. Again, I want to thank you, immediate past President Stevens, for that wonderful, I'll say, pep talk. It is now, you have lubricated those stiff joints. So the wheel is turning. You're gonna do some wonderful things. We appreciate you, and we're glad for all of that knowledge and that wisdom that you have just impart on us. I would like us at this time, all of us, if we can, recite the 4-way test of the things we think
Before
Say
you
out-
go ahead and head now, I have to leave to another meeting. So thank you, but look here, everybody can share my number. If y'all need to get in contact with me, Herman has the number. You could reach out to me. You can message me. Anything you need pertaining to this Rotary or any other assistance, reach out to me. All right? Thank you, Melvin. Thank everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
Stephen.
sir.
Take care. Huh?
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Bye, Stephen.
Of the things we think, say, or do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all
To all
concerned?
concerned. Will it
Will
build
it
goodwill,
Will it
better
benefit?
friendships,
Will it be
be
beneficial?
beneficial to all
concerned.
concerns?
And will it be fun?
Will it be fun?
Yay!
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Is Rotarian Moss Shakir, Rotarian Shakir, is he on?
Yes, he was on.
Our Rotary Toast. He
I
isn't
think he
on.
left. Somebody else can volunteer to do it. The Rotary toast to all the Rotarians around the world.
Rotary around the world.
Rotary around the
Rotary
world.
around the world.
Around the world. Around the world.
So thank you guys for coming. Thank you all of our visiting guests. Especially our first time visitors. We hope that it will not be your last. But I will adjourn this meeting until our next scheduled meeting next week, Tuesday. And please share it with all of the